We will see 4 different options for adding live video sources into our channel. The first being Windows device or Mac device, depending on the operating system that you're on. Windows device will allow you to pretty much find any of the USB-enabled devices that are actively on your machine so that you can directly feed them into the channel. The other being NDI. So if you have NDI sources in your local network, you can pretty much bring in those NDI sources directly into your channel. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in this PTZ optics camera that we have in the office, provided kindly by PTZ optics themselves. And we can see that with exclusive to PTZ cameras themselves, when connecting them, and one other thing that I want to mention too is that the PTZ controls are something exclusive to Title Live Broadcast. So if you want to take advantage of this feature, it is going to be behind the broadcast version of the product. Now we can see that for when bringing in the live video source, we have the option to enable downstream keying. So if you want this video element to be below all your graphical elements or any other elements that you have on your channel, then we would lock it for downstream keying. We also have the ability of playing out different presets that we have built. However, if we don't want to use a preset and we want to start kind of angling our camera so that we can start understanding the way that this camera can be built out for our shots, we can see that we can use the pan controls to pretty much pan the camera. We can tilt the camera, and as you probably assumed as well, we can zoom the camera. We can also do these controls by holding control and dragging to reposition from the actual monitor screen here. And another thing that we have access to is auto-focusing or manual focus. So if we want to manually focus that camera, we can see it, since I focused it out of that zoom radius, it is now a little bit blurred, but then I can auto-focus with the button, so we can take advantage of that feature. We have also built out some presets so that I can quickly demonstrate how it is that navigating through these presets works through this interface. Clicking on preset 1 will pretty much give us a shot of the windows there in the office. Preset 2 will kind of give us a little rotation and then zoom into a different area of the office. Preset 3 will pretty much get a little configured zoom in there and those little gears on the top. And then 4, we can just kind of navigate through and see that all these presets can be built within the interface and be readily accessed from the interface. So it's a pretty convenient feature to have if you're using PTZ cameras and want to kind of, set up while you are building out your project and then have access to that from here. And kind of how I was mentioning, if for a reason you're using that virtual webcam workflow, simply selecting that virtual webcam with one of your live video sources on the background, playing that live, we can see that we get a pretty smooth preview of what that camera should be looking at on the feed. You can see here, simply seeing on the preview will get us like a preview feed in a sense. So it's not a raw feed, but a preview feed. But seeing that on our program monitor, we can see how accurate it is to the frame rate and resolution of that camera. Then overlaying some of our graphics on top of that video feed will pretty much give us a rather complete experience if we decided to do something like webcam out with that way. If you're using a Zoom call with your own web camera feed and overlaying graphics, it's perfect for that scenario.